What's going on, everybody? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Today's January 5th, 7 o'clock at night. How's everybody doing today? My notifications go out yet? Anyways, shout out all the slimes in attendance. Shout out all the mods. We in here like swimwear. So we got some tea today. Steve Fisher has released some very eerie information regarding the D4VD case. Yes, David is officially a main suspect as of right now. Anyways, how's everybody doing? We got Bot Ricks in here. Let me turn on all messages real quick so I can see everybody. Alright. So I want y'all to pay real close attention. I don't know if this guy D4VD is leaving clues behind or what the case is, but the private investigator Steve Fisher just came out and made a comment how this was Celeste right here, the last picture of her ever taken. Let me get to where he made the comment. Right here. So I guess when Steve Fisher went and raided David's house after the LAPD police for the home, for the owner of the home that Dave was renting from. So Fisher found this camera which had tons of pictures of Celeste, and he claims the last picture of Celeste in this camera was dated January 2nd, 2025. And people check the metadata on Reddit, as you see up here, and it is correct. This picture was taken January 2nd, 2025. So why did the pictures of her stop there? But anyways, guys, like I said, pay attention. Look where it's right there on that floor. The same hoodie that she was last seen in. And why I'm going to break this down, why it gets real eerie, is because this is posted by D4VD. This isn't posted by Steve Fisher. He made this montage saying pictures I've taken instead of dropping the album, where he shows the camera in his hand. Now this camera had tons of pictures of Celeste, which Steve Fisher found, but the last one was on January 2nd. Then he shows this same outfit on the floor. Is it a coincidence? Let's keep going. Now look what he shows y'all. It gets deeper, so I want y'all to pay attention. Now y'all know when they said he left and went to St. Barbara and everybody made a big deal? Well, we just found out it wasn't St. Barbara he went to. After they pinged this picture right here of Celeste wearing his shirt. Baldwin. Okay, so this is wrong then, right? He took this pic in Baldwin Hills on January 2nd. David and Celeste were at Milliard Canyon Falls. Y'all see where I'm heading with this? So let's dive into this. So Steve Fisher posted all right, let's go. 1 year ago today, this is after he just said this recently after he looked over the camera he found. 1 year ago today, January 2nd, 2025, is the date of the last known photo my investigation has uncovered of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. It is important to emphasize that the law enforcement investigators have access to more extensive resources and may very well have images or evidence from after this date. So he's saying maybe the LAPD got images and stuff after this date. He's being as honest as he can. But he's saying as of what he's found, this is the last picture of her. And especially in that camera that had tons of pictures of her and D4D's friends and all that. But he says may have more images or evidence from after this date. That is not to suggest that anything specific happened on this date. Only that it is last confirmed time and date stamped piece of evidence I have showing Celeste was alive. So this is an official last piece of evidence that's stamped of her last seen alive and being alive is January 2nd. Which I think is crazy because that's kind of right in that time frame. But anyways, look what he says. I have showing Celeste was alive according to the image's metadata. People even check the metadata on the picture where you can see the real source. The photo was taken at 5:05 p.m. on January 2nd, 2025. Alright. So after he said that, guys, that's when, you know, the Reddit team, the RIA, went to work. And I mean they went to work. They cleaned up the image, made it lightened up, and then they did a background check of everything. Celeste's last known photo and location. Hold up, guys. We just getting started. Hold up. We just getting started. Drop those snakes in the chat for me. Hit that like button. Don't be shy. If y'all haven't subbed yet, subscribe. So it says, okay, so this is wrong then, right? He took this pic in Baldwin Hills. On January 2nd, David and Celeste were at Millard Canyon Falls, Angeles National Forest, and not in Santa Barbara County. So remember, they made a big deal of this, chat, when he took that trip out to, they thought it was Santa Barbara, because out there in California, you don't just take a 20-minute trip to the next town, because the traffic and the driving there is so bad, it's going to take a couple of hours to get there. So it don't make sense really to go there and come back. So now that people got the picture, they found out that the place was really over here. And I think it's eerie because in D4VD, aka David's collage, where he puts the sweater himself on the floor, maybe he doesn't notice. But why also is he put in the background? Or where they allegedly said, I don't believe that the body was dismembered yet until I get more proof. And I seen Steve Fisher say that it wasn't. But they're saying that's where he went to unalive her and do the thing at. And now he's posting the pictures himself. That's very weary. And remember this picture, y'all, of his front cover? The one where her arm amputated, her holding up peace, and a Tommy in the front. Come on now. Hold on, y'all. So let me show y'all something in the spot that they thought was Santa Barbara, but it's actually the Angeles National Forest. That sounds like an even more low-key of a spot to me. Like he's in the heart of the forest right now. But anyways, let me show you some creepy things he even did out here. So look at this rock, guys. David tweeted this out. My site is beautiful. What does that look like to y'all, chat? Now, this is more mind games that this man is possibly playing with us. or clues he's leaving behind. Like he thinks he's the Zodiac, the Zodiac rapper killer or something. So this looks like it says hi, right guys? A lot of people are saying that if you read it from the other side, it really says 14. 1-4. Which might have been the age Celeste was, allegedly, the day she was there. Remember, she never made it to see her birthday. Creepy, right? That's why I say a lot of this shit's eerie. Look, David's gallery with the Hello Kitty avatar and everything. Whoa! Look at this, guys. A Spanish punctuation mark. Oh, I didn't even know it goes that deep. My sight is beautiful. And then he left a Spanish punctuation mark when he said that. So look, they're saying Celeste's age at the time was 14. Y'all guys see how that's reversed? What it says? Oh, let me take my camera down. Look at the H gap, y'all. Oh, wow, that's nuts. Look, you can see the 1-4 on the top, too. 1-4. What? That's crazy. See, look, his whole thing's upside down right now. And this is the same spot, guys, where they made a big thing. He went off to Santa Barbara in the middle of the night for a few hours and Look, the high 14 rock is right here. Then he takes all these random pictures, makes him his album cover. Look, this is his album cover. Oh, there's one more thing I want to show y'all real quick, guys. Check this out. I love this girl's content right here. Celeste's last proof of life. This is Steve Fisher again, the private investigator, announcing 1 year ago to this date. This was her last picture seen. This girl makes good content too. Shout out to this girl right here. 1 second.
Yes.
And then it's...
I'll rock with...
Alright, now there we go. Right here again.
Post it. Any...
So she contacted Steven Fisher, guys, and he clarified that they didn't go to Santa Barbara. This is breaking news right here, gang. Very eerie. Listen, and mind you, this is the montage David just made right here. Posted from his account on TikTok, D4VD, with these couple of pictures with the creepy 14 thing in it. Now I don't want to play. Alright, there we go. Boom, look, the same spot she asked about. And then what's up with this picture right here with the shirt on the floor and the camera in your hand?
Okay. So I message Steve Fisher. And I said, hey, kind of explain this.
He's a stand-up dude for replying, I gotta say that.
Post and everything. And he basically says, and again, he's not talking a lot. I'm speculating because there's more to this, okay? He says to me,
what's going on, chat? I see you. What's up, TBZ? What's going on, my boy? Fat. How's everybody doing tonight? Check this creepy shit, y'all.
Okay.
This gonna blow your mind.
So
listen.
I message Steve Fisher. And I said, hey, kind of explained this post and everything. And he basically says, you know, and again, he's not talking a lot. I'm speculating because there's more to this, okay? He says to me,
Thank you for the follow, Tom.
that the January 2nd photo with her was taken in the Angeles National Forest. It was not taken in the city.
I don't. They need some evidence to support that. Just like I'm giving you evidence to support my claims. So they're saying back in the case how David went to Santa Barbara in the middle of the night. She just confirmed with the private investigator that it wasn't really Santa Barbara. It was this place on January 2nd where Celeste was last seen wearing that shirt with the holes in it. That David posts a montage on his TikTok account afterwards with the same pictures from that place that he disappeared to in the middle of the night when she was last seen. And also, you see this camera right here? This is the camera Steve Fisher got all the pictures from. So he was documenting all this on this camera right here. A little eerie, if you ask me.
Okay. So I message Steve Fisher. And I said, hey,
Shout outs to Steve to replying.
Post and everything. And he basically says, you know, and again, he's not talking a lot. I'm speculating because there's more to this, okay? He says to me that the January 2nd photo with her was taken in the Angeles National Forest.
I think that's even more
It was not taken in the
suspicious.
city.
What do y'all think's more suspicious? The city, like she said, Santa Barbara in the city, or the forest? But what I want to say about that kidney thing is, why would he use her for the kidney? Somebody that he was allegedly obsessed about. What was the point of holding on to the body? What was the point of making music about it? You know what I'm saying? It don't really add up to just you needing the kidney. Why not go use like somebody, you know, you got no ties to? Not saying to go and do this, but for example, somebody's gonna pick somebody they have no ties to off the street or something if they have to, before they use somebody that they got in a rented house up the street from them, that they've have relationships going back and forth since this little girl was 10 years old, 11 years old allegedly. Seems like there's more to me than just a kidney. So you hear her, she said that Steve Fisher said out of his own mouth that this place where everybody thought he went to Santa Barbara and where she was last seen with her shirt was in the forest. Alright, guys? Also, shout out to RIA, the Reddit intelligence agency. They done did their homework. Does this look like that hoodie that's laying on his floor, guys? Y'all tell me. I'm not here to speculate. I'm just here to drop the receipts. Yes, you're allowed to vape on YouTube. I'm 18 and I'm 18 plus, right? And this is an 18 plus channel. And I don't condone anybody vaping or encourage it. It's my own habit. But anyways, so why do you even take a picture of her like this? Oh, and I forgot to even show you guys this picture. Check this one out, gang. So we got her, clear as day, hiding her face in the same hoodie. We don't see her in too many hoodies for some reason. A Gap hoodie, this hoodie with the holes in it. But as you can see, as any young girl would do, if they're with an older guy who has something to lose, she got her hand in front of her face and she's sticking up her middle finger to cover her face. Just it validates more that that was the person that owned that hoodie. Which, it don't look like no secret. And you got Steve Fisher, the private investigator, saying out his own mouth that that was in the camera. There was multiple pictures of her in the camera, but it stopped at January 2nd on this picture right here. What's going on, Tracy? So David had thousands of pictures on this camera. All kinds of things. A lot of pictures of Celeste allegedly, but the last picture of Celeste stopped exactly on January 2nd. So when the Reddit detectives allegedly did the background search and all that, they found out that this was the place he actually went to instead of St. Barbara in the middle of the night, which was the forest. And not only that, Steve Fisher says it out his own mouth. The one that found the camera. She's a very good creator. Her right here on the skis.
Steve Fisher. And I said, hey, kind of explain this.
Tracy!
And he basically says, and again, he's not talking a lot. I'm speculating because there's more to this, okay?
Read, guys. On January 2nd, 2025, the last day Celeste was seen in that shirt with the holes in it, D4VD and Celeste were at Millard Canyon Falls, which is the national forest, and not in Santa Barbara County. So that's big news, especially when he's using it as his pictures.
That the January 2nd photo with her was taken in the Angeles National Forest. It was not taken in the city.
So it's been confirmed by Steve Fisher. And now what's eerie to me and what irks me, guys, this also was in the camera, probably allegedly, her covering her face, sticking her middle finger up with the sweater. But like what I said, what irks me is that this dude, D4VD, after all the songs and everything he already rubbed in our face, he makes a montage that he posted on his own account, January 3rd. This was one day after the 2nd, after she was last seen. Wow, and look what's in the background, bro. Tell me that's not the same brown sweater she was wearing. Especially a day after. And then that's not all. Look what else this is his pics that he chose. Hold on, look what else he chose to post. The cover art. This is the spot with the rock that they wrote high on that said 14 backwards. This is the spot that they was at instead of St. Barbara. This is the last picture he posts. Him holding the camera. Him holding the camera. And then the stuff on the floor. I'm going to leave it at that. Let me see if we can open this a little bit. I won't let us zoom in. But you see, it's near his laundry too. So is this dirty? Is he cleaning it? What's going on here? Just getting creepy. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it. My mom just had surgery on her back, but we had a fundraiser for my aunt the other day because she beat cancer. It was my aunt that beat cancer. Alright, look it. So you guys know how I told y'all one thing that was a little weird to me was why was everything in the box? Like the burn cage was in the box. The chainsaw allegedly had the protector over it, never been used. You know what I mean? But then the media tells us allegedly the body was dismembered for some reason. And I come to find out that wasn't even true like I thought it was. And this is the facts right here. The private investigator, Steve Fisher, who's the only other person besides the LAPD who has permission to go in that house and look around and raid by the homeowner himself, goes and says, there is still a lot of debate whether Celeste Rivas Hernandez's body was dismembered or not. I do not believe she was, and I received a statement from the medical examiner's office that seemed to confirm that. They don't call me in a slime we trust for nothing. We backing everything up with receipts and proof. Let's go. I received what did he say? I do not believe she was, and I received a statement from the medical examiner's office that seemed to confirm that. There has not been any written statement claiming she was dismembered. In fact, the statement released by the LAPD yesterday intentionally tells us she was not dismembered. It noted that the only potential criminal culpability in this case may be the concealment of her body. No date in a minor. What the heck? No, capital murder. What's going on here? So the only thing they saying is a concealment of her body. That was their way of saying she was not dismembered. Concealment of a body and mutilation of human are two different crimes. Concealment is a misdemeanor, while mutilation is a felony. If she had been dismembered, they would have said criminal culpability could include mutilation. And I think he knows a little bit more than he's putting on too, because like I said, he's seen everything in the house. So, first of all, why did they tell us? Where did they get she was dismembered from? But anyways, it's looked like the labels are starting to back away from David. He just had a new Fortnite skin. Did you guys see that? The Fortnite skin is still up from what I heard. His Fortnite skin, but in Madden, the new Madden, he has a song on there also. They did take that song down on the Madden track, which is like a symbol to he's dropped from the label if he's not already dropped. So Madden removed his song right from the game. Madden 26. Fortnite, they still got his skin, but I hear they're gonna be making the next move. Let me show you that Fortnite skin. David was on Fortnite. Well, we're never seeing that bundle again. Crazy, gang. No, he is not arrested yet. He is, though, a suspect 100% in this case now. We have not seen this man since he went on tour, which is a red flag, I think. We have not heard from him. The last thing he did was put his house in his mom's name after he got raided. Probably knows that something was found. But, yeah, hasn't been arrested. He is a suspect. No, I got more than one mod. Oh, let me show you guys. Oh, what else was I gonna show? Get this guy out of here. Get this goof troop out of here. Thank you. All I need is one good one. Get him out of here. Thanks, Tracy. So they took his... Oh, yeah, let me show you the raid real quick. David House raid. How that man sent workers to his house before it got raided. Transferring assets to his mother. So yeah, 923. He put his house to his mother. Wow. He's cooked, gang. He's cooked. When was the last time he was seen in public? Oh, they also said that he was like $70,000 behind on his lease. Y'all hear that? The house he was staying at, he was $70,000 behind on his lease. A lot of red flags, if y'all ask me. Thank you, Tracy. I know it was trash day today. Let me see what's the latest thing post on him. Why the F would you remove this? What I just tell you guys? 4 hours ago, they just removed his skin, I think. What the frick is it? How is this not the main compliment? Sheesh. He's active on Snap again. Oh yeah, what I was gonna put was the Madden thing. Probably time Madden removed David's song from the soundtrack. This was old, they already did it. David's song quietly pulled from Madden. Like they didn't even make a scene about it. They quietly removed this song. Like, what is this guy got on the industry? But as you see, now everybody's starting to pull away from him when the old evidence is starting to get overwhelming and he's starting to cook himself. David's song scrubbed from Madden. It took this long, kind of insane they didn't pull it earlier. They're making money on and for PC, that's true. Wonder if the latest TMZ article got them scared. One of the biggest video game franchises in the world is seemingly distanced itself from D4VD as the Celeste death investigation continues, with the singer's song getting quietly pulled from Madden NFL 26. Wow. So, Madden, Fortnite. I'm curious to know if Fortnite will do anything and what. It's one thing to pull his emote and jam track out of rotation. Oh, so they pulled his emote and his jam track out of rotation. But I wonder if they'll go as far to remove them from lockers as well and provide V-Buck compensations. Oh, that's true too. If they do take away the character, then they gotta compensate everybody that bought the character, which is probably a lot of people after what just went on. Right, chat? Imagine everybody that got this skin that they're gonna have to compensate. Charlene, what's going on, my girl? But even if they do gotta compensate people, you can't let this dude allegedly / groomer who can't even be trusted on Roblox on Fortnite around all these kids. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, what is Madden? What the hell? So the craziest thing I think is out of all this, do y'all agree with me, is how he made this. And he posted this a while ago. He posted this, no, not even. Oh yeah, he posted this last year on January 3rd, before he even knew that, you know, Steve Fisher was going to find his camera, the one that's in his hands right here, and see Celeste's last picture was the day before this, with this same sweater right here on the floor. That's a hell of a coincidence, no? And not only that, it's a montage. Look at the next pictures. It's the spot he took her the day before. That's the same spot that they just confirmed with Steve Fisher that it wasn't St. Barbara, it was the forest. That was the forest where he wrote 14 on the rocks that said hi upside down. But 14 was her age at the time, allegedly. Thank you, Charlene. One of my A1s from day one. I just gave you your wrench back. So you see what I'm saying, Charlene? He made this little montage the 3rd a year ago, one exact day after they say Celeste was seen in his picture, last seen in this camera, wearing this shirt in this area. Is he trying to tell us something? Then on top of all of it, what's this, guys? This is his album cover that he then puts a Tommy on it, some random guy, and a person that resembles Celeste with 2 pigtails, they arm amputated, throwing up the peace sign. Come on now. What's that say on the grass? This man's leaving. I don't know if this man's leaving clues all over the place. Maybe he got the brain of a child also. It's not like the Hello Kitty avatars and shit isn't incriminating enough. When, you know, the only pair of shoes she had was a freaking pair of Hello Kitty Crocs. So, you're saying maybe it happened there, right? Well, the thing I bring this up because they made a big deal about when he went to Santa Barbara in the middle of the night. Because in California, it's not like 20-minute drive to get to the next city. There's so much traffic, it takes hours and hours to get to the next spot. So you're not just going to go there for BS in the middle of the night and come back in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So people made a big deal about him going to Santa Barbara in the city. And now we find out by the investigator Steve Fisher that it was in the forest, in the woods, not even the city. And then we got him posting that montage when he came back. Hold on. Let me show y'all real quick. Hold on. So look it. This is brand new. This just came down a couple days ago. Does that look like the set sweater, Charlene, that was on the floor? Now, from what Steve Fisher said, the private investigator, and the metadata on this picture, for you to check the metadata, for people that don't know, you go to inspect, and you can look at the shit right here, and you can find out exactly when this picture was taken from the original camera. And it says what it said on the camera that he found, January 2nd, 2025. And then you got the Reddit people, they even found it. So on January 2nd, 2025, D4VD and Celeste were at the Canyon Falls, Charlene, the National Forest, and not in St. Barbara County. Notice this is the picture he posted in his monologue too, or whatever you want to call his montage. Oh, look, this is the rock right here. You see that rock, Charlene? They're saying that he was there with Celeste, allegedly, the last day she was seen with that shirt, January 2nd. And that is 14 backwards, or upside down, her age. That's 14, allegedly, from her writing it from the other side of the rock. Crazy, no? And that was her exact age at this time. Coincidence? He didn't show that one in his montage, though. Look, the Reddit's matching up the pictures. They found this picture off the stock photos internet, and they matched it with the one D4D kept posting. And that's how they found out it was the National Forest. And then we have the private investigator, Steve Fisher, who's the only other person besides the LAPD who went and looked in the home, working for the homeowner, that told us that it was this spot in the forest. But I can't believe this dude really wrote, look. And look, he even commented just to throw salt on it. My site is beautiful. And then you see that exclamation point upside down? There's double contra to it. Listen to this. They're saying that's the Spanish check mark. The Spanish exclamation mark. But I also think that means to read it upside down. You know what I'm saying? If the exclamation mark's upside down. This is his second Instagram account, by the way. So he said this himself. My site is beautiful. So look it right here, Tracy and Charlene. They don't call me in Islam we trust for nothing, chat. A Spanish punctuation mark. Is it a coincidence that he's using a Spanish punctuation mark, which is an exclamation mark and one upside down, in the tweet he made, "My site is beautiful." But I also think it also means, something to be read upside down, which is this right here, gang. Look at how well that thing says 14 from that side of the rock. A goodbye song. I didn't even notice this part. Look what he wrote, guys. So he posted this on his alt account. The part where it says 14 or high upside down, and he called it a goodbye song in quotations. Why was that a goodbye song? Whoa. Look, H gap. They're saying, how is this an H when there's a gap right here? Hold on, let me take my camera away. See that gap? Sneaky dude. Sneaky dude. Oh, a sneaky dude. So look at this. 1 year ago today, this is from Steve Fisher. 1 year ago today, January 2nd, 2025, is the date of the last known photo my investigation has uncovered of Celeste Rivas. It is important to emphasize that law enforcement investigators have access to more extensive resources and may very well have images or evidence from after this date. Of course, they haven't came out and said if they do or don't. This is not to suggest that anything happened on that date, only that is the last confirmed time and date stamped piece of evidence I have showing Celeste was alive. According to the image's metadata, the photo was taken at 5:05 p.m. on January 2nd. Bow. Then I think he said the wrong location, and then the Reddit team actually found it. And then this girl right here who makes great content on D4VD, go check her out if y'all haven't, says she actually speak to Fisher. Look at this, the burn cage that was in the box. Oh. They saying this girl looks like Celeste. It's a fan though. Oh. Look, that looks like the cover art. Remember the cover art with the two pigtails? God damn, for sure does look like her. No? Celeste in the cut, where's she at? I believe she's sitting near D4VD's brother. Some saying he might take the fall, but I doubt it. Here it is right here, gang. Listen to her. Go check her content out.
So I messaged Steve Fisher. And I said, hey, kind of explain this post and everything. And he basically says, and again, he's not talking a lot. I'm speculating because there's more to this, okay? He says to me that the January 2nd photo with her was taken in the Angeles National Forest.
Boom! Confirmed.
It was not taken in the city.
Boom! Confirmed. In the slime we trust. Your number one source for the source. Y'all want y'all facts, y'all want y'all receipts, y'all know where to come. To the next update. I'm out of here. If y'all haven't hit that like button yet, do me a favor, hit that like button. If y'all haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Your name will pop up on the screen. Also, if y'all want to help the brand, we got the alerts pinned for the tips. About to throw on my polo so I can go outside and go have a smoke. Thank y'all all for tuning in. Shout out all my slimes in attendance. Shout out all the viewers. Shout out all the supporters. Shout out everybody that's rocking like cut off stockings. I'm out of here, gang. If y'all want me to cover any cases, y'all got any information for me, send it to my email or drop it to the comments. Or drop it in the comments, I mean. Thank you, Tracy, for the moderation. Thank you, Charlene. Shout out to everybody. I'm out of here.